all. It's your virtual school counselor coming to you live in health class with Coach Rakes. Hey, Coach Rakes, wherever you are. All right, today we're going to talk about body image, which is how you see yourself. Really, that's the bottom line. We're going to talk about what that means and how that plays into your life as a 6th, 7th, or 8th grade student. Okay, we're going to do a quick comparison activity, apples and oranges. Answer this in your head or to your neighbor. If you were going to prepare for the geography bee, let's say for example, would you rather receive the help of a Jeopardy winner or a classmate? Whom would you choose? I would choose the Jeopardy winner. It's no offense to any of the classmates. What if you were a free throw shooter in an SJS basketball game or the free throw competition? Would you rather be your opposing team's best free throw shooter or an NBA player? Who would you rather be to achieve your goal? Your math test score goal. Would you rather have a Harvard math professor's score or your own previous test score? What would you prefer as your goal? All right, what we're doing there is proving what humans have known since the beginning of human nature. It's that it's a natural thing as human beings to compare one another. It can be motivating, but it can also completely be detrimental and destroying. But it can also be a survival skill. It's not natural to compare something unrelated or unreal. So what I meant by this statement is, I've said this in many different classes, but we value celebrity in this country. We value the way someone appears and looks, so much so that it's all over billboards, it's all over TV, it's all over social media, it's all over most of the images that you are exposed to on a daily basis are kind of a human being at the prime perfection a human being can be, because we have things like Photoshop and all kinds of things that are unreal or unnatural that we compare ourselves to. And that is not a good idea. No matter how much we're exposed to, we have to fight that in our mind to go, that's not even related to me, and I don't have to compare myself to that. Hold on a minute.
If you look in the mirror and feel disappointed, you are not alone. An international survey found that 56% of women and 43% of men are dissatisfied with their overall appearance. So why is it so hard to like your own body, and how can you use your own psychology and neurology to help? Neurologically, the concept of your body is made up of many different parts. The visual image of yourself from your eyes, the feeling of your body even when you can't see it, called proprioception, or even a somatotopic arrangement or brain map in your head that has sections devoted to processing sensations and commands to specific body parts. But this internal or individualistic view of your body is also complemented by a collectivist view, which is how you think your body should exist based on your social groups and other external factors. One major component is self-objectification, which is when you compare your body to a collective other based on the types of bodies you see around you. And in the age of social media, we've been dealt a tough hand when it comes to handling our own body dissatisfaction. A 2017 study looking at 3,000 different female models from 20 different modeling agencies calculated that the average BMI among them was 17.3, which is far below the average American woman's BMI of 26.5. Another study showed men advertisements with male models versus ones with just household products. and the men who viewed the male models immediately felt less body satisfaction compared to those looking at household objects. We actually begin thinking about the size and shape of our bodies in relation to our peers very early in life. Studies show that around 3 out of 5 children between the ages of 8 to 11 years old want their bodies to be different in some way. And by the age of 16, only 16.6% of boys and just 12% of girls were at their desired body size. This disconnect in our brain comes partly from a phenomenon called visual adaptation. The more you see or hear anything, your sensitivity and perception to that stimulus changes. Our constant exposure to perfectly engineered faces and bodies tunes our minds to perceive them as normal and ourselves as the outliers. This was shown plainly in a 2017 study where subjects were presented with images of a low-mass body and then subsequent images of average bodies. The subjects tended to describe the average images as much larger than they actually were. But even more fundamental is our basic human need to fit in and belong. One of our greatest achievements as Homo sapiens has been to organize in large groups and communities, but the prospect of not fitting in or being rejected would have not only meant no sexual reproduction, but potentially death or danger, which is why we've evolved such strong social mechanisms to keep our relationships intact, like our sensitivity to group conformity and feedback from others. So what can we do now in the 21st century? First, being around people who actually love and accept you will allow you to build a solid base for your self-confidence and belonging. But honestly, the most tangible step you can take to mitigate this is to unfollow influencers or individuals or media who portray unrealistic body types on a regular basis. Because what you see impacts your self-image so strongly. Beyond that, taking a basic course in something like Photoshop to more clearly understand how pictures in your media landscape are altered, and watching TV shows and influencers where diverse body types are portrayed can help you to round out your collectivist view and ultimately help you feel more comfortable in your own skin. If you want more science about body image, check out our newest episode of our podcast, Side Note, where we dive even deeper into the science.
Thanks. Get it gone. How do I make it go away? You like that? Hey, boo. All right, so quick review. What we see is what we compare ourselves to. So just have some concept of this. If you do feel on a regular basis, when you look in the mirror, unhappy with what you see, that kind of ties into when we talked about self-talk, what you're telling yourself and informing yourself, but also what you're exposing yourself to. You do have control over that. And, he made a point about make sure that you're allowing yourself to see different body types and celebrate that is the variety of how different we all are is what makes things really interesting. And that if we were all looking like this unnatural, robotic kind of image that I think is so permeated in all the things that you guys see, then it would be a very uninteresting world. Think about what you're following on Instagram and YouTube. What are you following? And is it making you feel better about yourself or worse? What do people usually post on their social media platforms? Their best selves. They don't really air out their dirty laundry for the most part, and that is an important thing to remember. It doesn't mean that when you're seeing social media that perfect life that you are envying is a real life. It's only the highlights and the best self that someone chooses to show. So don't lose sight of that either. And moving. Statement. Healthy body image is more than simply tolerating what you look like and not disliking yourself. A healthy body image means that you truly accept and like the way you look right now. And you aren't trying to change your body to fit to the way that you think that it should look. That means that you have a healthy body image. It means recognizing the individual qualities and strengths that make you feel good about yourself beyond weight, beyond shape or appearance, and resisting the pressure to strive for the myth of the perfect body, the perfect face that you see in media, online, or even in your communities. Okay, this is a little diagram showing you that mental health is a huge, this is why you are in this class right now, because physical health and mental health are intertwined. And when we talk about, your body image is really related to both of those things. Your mental view of yourself is connected to your physical health. How you feel on a daily basis is informed by what you're putting in your body and what you're not putting in your body. I know that there are both extremes, especially at the middle school level. But if you are thinking positive thoughts, it tends to mean, like if I'm thinking, I can handle disappointments and difficult feelings. I don't love them, but I can handle setbacks. Then it's probably going to give me a healthier body image, which in turn is going to give me a brighter self-esteem. And all of those things are connected. So if you want to get a better image of yourself, think about how you talk to yourself. Think about the things you're looking at or comparing to yourself. Think about what you're putting in your body or not putting in your body in order to live a day-to-day life, because they're all intertwined. What does the Bible say? The Bible says God created mankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So we are taught that a piece of God is in each human. And so just remember that. That is a really big deal. If you can understand that sacred part of yourself, it is well worth celebrating that every human being in that room right now has a piece of God inside of them in their physical and mental makeup. Once we know God and know our own dignity, we can understand the dignity of the rest of creation and enter into a healthy and holy relationship to reflect his love to the world. The better you feel about you and are kind to yourself and your body, the more you're going to be able to reach out and help others in that way. So it's all intertwined. Psalm 139 says, "You formed my inmost being," speaking to God. "You knit me in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My very self you know." You are unique. You are so awesome. There's no one like you. You are so awesome. And flossom. I thought I would make sure that you had some new term. This is your vocabulary word of the day. Flossom. Adjective, meaning an individual who embraces their flaws and knows they are awesome regardless. You guys are flossom. I'm going to send, well, here we go.
Hey, Wellcasters. Listen, it is all too easy to buy into the belief that your body is just not good enough. It's too easy to feel inadequate, like you need to constantly change who you are and what you look like just to fit into an ideal of beauty. Stop. Breathe. Today on Wellcast, we're going to be talking about body image. Sometimes we get so focused on the parts of our bodies that we wish we could change that we forget to recognize how amazing we are. Here we offer 5 suggestions to help you quiet the unhealthy, negative thoughts about your shape and size and boost your self-esteem. Step 1. Look inward and be your own inspiration. The average American model is 5'11" and weighs 117 pounds, meaning she's 7 inches taller and weighs 23 pounds less than the average woman. What you see on the runway is like a crazy funhouse image rather than real life. So don't chase airbrushed, back-breaking ideals, and instead ask yourself, what makes you memorable? Don't punish yourself for your so-called flaws and recognize the attributes that make you an individual. strength can be found in differences. What a boring world it would be if we all looked exactly the same. Aim to be the best you can be. Step 2, think about this. You don't want to sacrifice your future health for your current figure. Especially if you're in middle school or high school. How you treat your body now will greatly affect how you develop for the rest of your life. Did you know you can actually be ruining your body prematurely with excessive dieting, strenuous weightlifting, or taking steroids and supplements to build muscle?
Cut it out!
Your body is still growing, and the shape you have now is definitely not permanent. Think of your teen years as the one long transition period. So chill out. Let your body take the shape it was meant to. You'll be far more beautiful and healthy in the long run. 3, don't keep moving goalposts back. It's easy to try to aspire to people like Beyonce or Kim Kardashian, work really hard at a sculpted chest like Cristiano Ronaldo. But if you aim to shape your body just like someone else's, you're fighting a losing battle. Genetics are largely responsible for determining a person's shape and size. You cannot fight nature. Step back from these athletes, models, actors you admire from a distance and look at all the cool men and women around you in your immediate life who manage to balance family, career, and exercise. Everyone gets a boost from a compliment, so remind these individuals just how beautiful they are, inside and out, and that they inspire you. Hey, you never know who else around you is feeling blue. Your cuticles are immaculate. Step 4, talk it out with someone who specializes in health. Hey, if you have real concerns about your size, go ahead and speak to your doctor, your coach, your fitness instructor, or physical education teacher. They're going to help you set small goals for yourself. They can instruct you on the safest way to bulk up or slim down based on your body type. They have dedicated their lives to studying health and wellness, and they'll be your best and most personalized resource for helping you determine the safest and most effective path for getting the results that you desire. Step 5, step away from the mirror and help somebody else. Assessing your appearance for hours each day can turn you into a self-obsessed monster. Instead, get out of your head and go do something for others. Get involved in an after-school tutoring program or gather a group of friends to help out at a local shelter. Volunteering will help you gain experience and it will lift your mood. Plus, you'll probably make new friends while helping others. Everybody wins. To recap, Wellcasters, you are perfect as you are. Rather than obsess about sculpting a built body, shift your focus onto what's fabulous about your shape and size. If you have real concerns, ask a professional for health and fitness advice based on your specific situation. And lastly, be active in your community and make sure your eating and exercise habits are smart and safe long-term choices. Well, that's all from me today, Wellcaster.
The end. Bottom line, I challenge you today to say something nice to someone else within reason that you enjoy about them. Hey, I really like that you speak up in class. Hey, I really like the way that you, something you did in art class the other day. I don't know. Think about other people and try to boost someone else today. And also do that same thing for yourself in your head by doing this challenge. What would your best friend say to you today? And it may be funny, you know, guys like to roast each other, things like that. Put a good thought in there and put a good thought into somebody else's head. Peace be with you.